Tonight on CTV News at 11:30. It's day 2 of a strike at Laurentian University.
Our hearts are kept warm by the overwhelming support we're receiving. It's coming from everywhere.
And both sides so far show no signs of backing down. Plus, protesting the planned job cuts at North Bay's hospital.
We would like to see the hospital funded appropriately at the 6% annual increase that's required.
Union leaders decorate their cars in a bid to send a message. And the city of Timmins issues a cold weather alert in the face of some Arctic-like wind.
That's what people are doing. They're getting frostbite. They're getting other cold-related injuries. People are almost dying.
Experts say there's at least 100 people there without a place to live.
CTV News at 11:30 with Ian Campbell and Rick Wyman with weather.
Well, good evening. Thanks for staying up with us. It's day 2 of a strike at Laurentian University, which continued despite frigid temperatures today. CTV's Angela Gemmell reports.
On one of the coldest days so far this winter, striking faculty at Laurentian University continue their resolve for a fair agreement.
Our hearts are kept warm by the overwhelming support we're receiving. It's coming from everywhere.
Since the strike started yesterday, Colin says he's heard from other unions across the province, including faculty unions at other post-secondary schools. LUFA's priorities remain a secure pension, balanced workloads, and comparable compensation. A representative for Laurentian's administration says it recognizes the critical role faculty played during the school's financial troubles, as well as afterwards with helping rebuild the reputation. He says the wages it's proposing are normative for the sector.
We also have to be aware of making sure that we're also having a deal that's financially sustainable, so that we're not going to put ourselves in a situation where we essentially erase some of the gains that we've made in the past couple of years.
Both sides say they want to keep the labor dispute as short as possible to avoid any major impact to students' education. But at this time, there are no new dates scheduled to get back to the bargaining table.
We're inviting, the administration to come to the table, but so far they didn't signal their interest.
In the meantime, students are caught in the middle with their education on hold. The president of the Students' General Association says there's been about 100 inquiries about the strike, but most are short-term concerns.
Whether they're going to still be doing their classes, whether their deadlines are still up, whether they would have to be doing their assignments on time and being able to post them.
Meanwhile, LUFA is planning a large rally this Friday at the entrance to Laurentian, including support from other local unions and others coming in from other parts of the province. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
Van Horn Construction Limited, the company contracted to build the JK to grade 12 school in Parry Sound, is pursuing legal action after the province terminated its contract to build the school. In a statement from the company's lawyer, Van Horn calls the decision unjustified and unfair, saying, quote, Van Horn met its contractual obligations and acted in good faith. We raised concerns early, the statement reads, and repeatedly about issues beyond the contractor's control, including permitting challenges, governance breakdowns, decision-making delays, and structural problems within the project's oversight and approval process. Van Horn also stating most of the construction was completed by the end of 2025 as required approvals had come through. The company claims it has not received payment from the Near North District School Board since September, despite continuing to work. Adding termination of the contract is just going to lead to more delays in student occupancy. CTV News has reached out to the Ministry of Education but has not yet received a response. Union leaders representing hospital workers in North Bay held a different kind of rally today. Decorating their vehicles with flags, signs, and yellow neckties as a jab towards Nipissing MPP Vic Fideli, the vehicles drove around the hospital in a show of support for burned-out healthcare workers. UP is expecting to know the final impact of the 40 job cuts in a couple of weeks. Last Friday, the province announced more than $10 million for the hospital, but that money will not be used to save jobs. The hospital's website indicates there are more than 100 jobs available, but the union president says healthcare workers have had enough of cutting budgets.
You may be able to find other work, but the problem is Mr. Fideli's making it very hard for healthcare workers to want to stay in healthcare. The day the announcement was made for the 40 job cuts, I had 2 separate nurses come to me and 1 PSW and say, you know what, I'm just going to go out in the private sector. There's more job security there, and I make more money. We would like to see the hospital funded appropriately at the 6% annual increase that's required, not the 2% he told them to balance their budget on.
Fideli wrote a statement to CTV saying the Friday funding announcement will help the hospital plan and budget sustainably, strengthen stability, and protect access to core services. Sudbury and Nickel Belt's MPPs are asking the Minister of Health to stop the closure of LifeLabs laboratory in Sudbury. In an open letter to Minister Sylvia Jones, France Chelina and Jamie West are raising concerns about delays to diagnoses for northern patients, saying thousands of people will be affected by this closure. With the nearest lab slated to be in Toronto, they add that shipping samples can result in them expiring and retesting, delaying primary care. Sudbury-based Magna Mining has released their fourth quarter results from McCready West Mine. Nearly 85,000 tons of ore extracted in the fourth quarter, an increase of 13% from Q3. 15.5 grams per ton of silver were pulled from the ore, along with amounts of copper, nickel, gold, and other precious metals. Magna says they're in line with their forecast for underground development in Q4, adding almost 1,700 feet. The company is expected to release a life of mine plan and their 2026 guidance in the coming weeks. A lot of mayors from the Federation of Northern Ontario Municipalities were at the Rural Ontario Municipal Association conference this week, bringing key issues to the forefront.
We came at it with all barrels a-blazing. And, you know, I don't think that a lot of our issues were unexpected issues. I think the government's very much aware of many of these issues that we lobby for, and we do it on a regular basis. But I think they very much recognize that Northern Ontario is the place where things are happening, and they want to see it work.
FNOM says it focused on 4 key priorities, including the modernization of Trans-Canada Highways 11 and 17. It's calling for targeted amendments to Ontario's Mental Health Act, addressing cost concerns with policing and advocating for the Northern Ontario Resource Development Support Program to become permanent. Well, with the wind chill falling to the -30s tonight in Timmins, the city has issued a cold weather alert. This winter's not been kind to residents, particularly the homeless. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
A carved-out snowbank is a way some people in Timmins are seeking shelter from the cold.
They're freezing outside. That's what people are doing. They're getting frostbite. They're getting other cold-related injuries. People are almost dying. I think we're lucky that we haven't had any deaths so far this winter.
Sarita says while community members are doing what they can to drop off winter apparel at the Mutual Aid Centre, the city needs to do more to shelter people. Sarita says there are at least 100 people walking the streets at night because they don't have a place to sleep.
The city talks about how people should access the local emergency shelters, but we know that there's not enough beds. There's not enough space.
Sarita says arriving early doesn't guarantee a spot at the emergency shelters, leaving many asking how they will survive the cold nights.
There's no answer for people. And certainly, you know, we've seen additional shelter spaces being made over at the Old Living Space, at the Cedar location, but it's still not enough for the amount of people who need it.
I couldn't even get a bed last night. I had to basically warm up and leave. So, I mean, everyone's trying to find a spot, blankets, you know, candles, stuff like that. It's kind of sad.
Officials add with not many options for people who are homeless to get to the hospital, they visit the Mutual Aid Centre for treatment.
We do have a good connection with a community nurse who is available in between her appointments. So for stuff like wound care, foot care, we do offer basic wound care supplies as well. Folks, in my experience, are quite good at covering their own wounds if we have the supplies available.
CTV News reached out to the city and to other organizations that assist unhoused individuals, but no one was available to speak with us before our deadline today. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
Charges have been laid after a crash yesterday that closed Highway 11 from Powassan to South River. Investigators determined a transport truck had jackknifed, blocking the southbound lanes. A second transport collided with the disabled vehicle. The highway was closed for about 4 hours as a result. A 33-year-old from Orangeville is facing charges. Well, if you had plans in Toronto today, it was a dangerous day to head south as conditions made lives difficult for drivers and first responders. With more, here's CTV's Rob Cooper.
From Simcoe County and Muskoka through Dufferin and Grey counties, it was a stressful day on the roads for drivers. With another heavy band of squalls overnight, people woke up and found themselves this morning in some of the worst whiteout conditions they can remember.
You can't see nothing. Nothing. It's just complete white snow drifts. It's crazy.
Parts of County Road 6 shut down in southern Georgian Bay because of the dangerous conditions. Police reporting a 5-vehicle collision on the road today. No major injuries.
Snow is blowing across the road pretty good. A lot of areas where there's no visibility.
Just one of those days?
One of those days.
All right, be safe, pal. School buses were once again canceled and pulled off the roads. Police closed several roads because of blowing snow, and schools even closed in Grey County. And a large swath of County 124 was also closed again.
You just get into a complete whiteout. You have no idea where you are, what side of the road you're on.
Police say there are too many drivers who ignore the close signs on bad days like today.
It's happening on a consistent basis, to be completely honest.
The OPP remind people, if you get caught in an accident on a closed road, good luck getting your insurance company to bail you out. Over in Midland, more epic amounts of snow, another cleanup and dig out day. And the look on Alex Baker's face says it all.
I'm sick of this stuff, man. It's too much. It's not even February yet, and it's already this tall.
So the main concern today was a mixture of blowing and falling snow, depending on where you are. Police say to drivers it's a good idea to avoid any kind of unnecessary travel on these kinds of days, and of course always stay off those closed roads. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Midland.
Rob looks cold. Time now for a short break here on CTV News. Coming up, Rick will have your full weather forecast. For now, a look at the weather alerts we have in place tonight. A yellow snow squall warning remains in effect from about Sault Ste. Marie to just shy of Wawa along the Lake Superior coastline. There could be reduced visibility, local blowing snow, and upwards of 30 to 50 centimeters. It's a similar deal around Parry Sound, where 20 to 40 centimeters is possible, and the area from Spanish to Sturgeon Falls, including Sudbury, now under a snow squall watch, where 10 to 20 centimeters is possible. Here's a look at your current conditions. There we are. Minus 24 in Kapuskasing, minus 24 in Timmins. We're starting to see some flurries in around Wawa, Chapleau, and Timiskaming Shores. Minus 17 in Sudbury, minus 8 in Parry Sound. The mercury is falling. We'll have details coming up after the break.
Murdered in Mexico.
He was sleeping next to her body.
A family torn apart.
I just want to know what happened that night.
After her boyfriend is found not guilty.
I have never seen anything like this.
Watch Saturday at 7 on CTV and Crave.
It's been a pretty cold 24 hours in Northeastern Ontario. That's about to change with some warmer temperatures. But of course, with that low pressure system brings precipitation in the form of snow. Our forecast radar courtesy of Environment Canada. Here's a system that will affect us by about 6 o'clock tomorrow evening and will continue through the night. So we do have some precipitation in Greater Sudbury, as you are about to see. 7-day forecast, Sudbury Nickel Belt, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow for tomorrow, minus 7 your high, which is warmer than what we experienced earlier today. Thursday, chance of flurries on Friday. Take a look at these temperatures. Saturday, minus 17 your high with the high pressure system and sunshine. Sun and cloud Sunday, minus 14, and minus 14 on Monday with the chance of flurries. In Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, chance of flurries for tomorrow, so you'll get some sun, some clouds, some squalls, and minus 8. Flurries on Thursday, minus 12. Chance of flurries Friday, minus 18. Here we go, chance of flurries Saturday and Sunday, and even Monday, all at 60%, so that's a pretty good bet. And your temperatures, minus 12 and minus 15 for your daytime highs. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of flurries for tomorrow. Periods of snow on Thursday, keeping a close eye on that. Minus 17 your high. Then it gets colder. Minus 24 on Friday, sun and cloud. A little warmer Saturday and Sunday. And of course, going into Monday, chance of flurries at 60% with a high of minus 16. In Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake, snow tomorrow, 5 to 10 centimeters and a few additional centimeters by tomorrow evening. -8 your high on the warm-up, -13 Thursday. Then we have sun and cloud, sunshine and sun and cloud for 3 consecutive days. I love this forecast. And your temperatures, well, a low of -16 Sunday, -19 Saturday, -22 on Friday. Then it warms up to -15 on Monday. Go figure. Here we go now with North Bay and West Nipissing. Snow tomorrow during the day, 2 to 4 centimeters, 2 to 4 centimeters again tomorrow evening. Thursday, chance of flurries on Friday. Then we've got the sunshine, high pressure system, sun and cloud Sunday, and of course, chance of flurries on Monday, -13. Wow, the weather sure is interesting for this evening, Ian. Enjoy it. We've got some snow coming up and of course, a bit of a warm up for tomorrow. Back to you.
I'll take the warm-up. Thanks, Rick. Well, the city of Greater Sudbury has started to clear snow from the downtown core and its sidewalks. CTV's Elena Everson has more.
Snow clearing has started in downtown Sudbury to increase lane widths and improve sight lines, narrowed and heightened by snowbanks.
We do that between the hours of midnight and 8 a.m. just to minimize the disruptions downtown. And it's a 2-week schedule.
Snow is also being cleared to improve access to parking spots and meters downtown,
which you can find on the city's website underneath the public notices and news section. There's a more detailed plan there of the downtown snow removal.
Greater Sudbury Safer Sidewalks is a grassroots group. Volunteers say they hope a pilot project for enhanced snow removal along sidewalks becomes permanent. At this point, it's uncertain, with it not being approved for next winter.
I'm hopeful. It would be a step backwards, I think, if we didn't continue with the improved service standards, and certainly it would contribute to our age-friendly reputation to continue it and make sidewalks more accessible in the wintertime and safe.
The city admits it does not have full coverage for sidewalk clearing on weekends when there is 8 centimeters of snow or more.
They try to schedule the staff early Monday morning to come in and have that ready for the Monday traffic, basically.
The city of Greater Sudbury confirms it clears over 350 kilometers of sidewalk. The city says when it comes to snowbanks, residents are responsible for sight lines around their properties. But if there are concerns at intersections, those can be reported to 311. Elena Everson, CTV News, Sudbury.
There are efforts to attach more Ontarians to primary care, and the plan is being hailed as a win for Northern Ontario. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more.
More primary care is on its way to Northern Ontario. A recent provincial announcement outlined $8 million to be spread across 16 sites to create teaching clinics. In the north, Nauseam University will bring these clinics to Thunder Bay, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, and North Bay.
The primary care teaching clinic will include medical students, especially in 3rd and 4th year, but also probably even more so in terms of the length of time they're in each clinic, the family medicine residents. So the folks that have already finished medical school who are training to become family medicine specialists.
The Ontario government claims that 300,000 people will be attached to primary care because of these clinics. In the north, there's hope that the added time in each city causes these medical students to want to stick around.
Throughout the country, there has been research on this. Folks who live and study in a place tend to stay there if they have no other attachment to some other place, or if they're, otherwise open to where they're going to go. We've seen that with the retention numbers of NOSM students in Sudbury and Thunder Bay. It is significantly higher than the retention numbers elsewhere.
Though medical students do work at hospitals throughout the north, this will be the first teaching clinic, according to officials with NOSM-U.
Being able to grow infrastructure in each of these different communities allows us to start to think more about really where are our hubs and where are we able to have our learners spend more time with the same level of supports for teaching and the same kind of facilities that they would have if they were in a larger center.
Dr. Green expects to have the planning grant in place by March, but says it could be anywhere from 18 months to 3 years before the clinics are operational. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Still ahead tonight on CTV News. The city of Sudbury is being recognized for its support of seniors. We'll take a look at that after this. Only one game on the ice tonight. This one over in the NOJHL as the Boston Voodoo cast a spell over the Timmins Rock. Jax Pereira with 2 goals and assists tonight to help lift Boston over Timmins on the Rock home turf to a 5-2 victory. Boston snapping tonight a massive 21-win streak. They get the big win. And if you happen to be in Sault Ste. Marie tomorrow, the big Bell Let's Talk game will be going down at GFL Memorial Gardens. The Greyhounds posting these pics to the Sault Facebook page of the boys in their best poses, complete with Bell Let's Talk toques. They say this is about creating meaningful moments for mental health. They add the first 1,000 fans in through the door will get a toque. Puck drops against the London Knights at 7:07 p.m. The Sudbury Wolves are advising fans that some people are still receiving fraudulent emails. Earlier this season, the Wolves organization issued a similar statement saying emails had been circulating, offering deals and asking for sensitive information. The club is reiterating that these emails are not coming from them. SWSC is advising fans who receive these emails to not click on the links or open attachments. Don't share sensitive information like credit card details or passwords, and don't send money via e-transfer, adding they don't ask for e-transfers for payment. A historic building on Manitoulin Island, the Mindamoya Old School, has received $750,000 from an anonymous donor. The money is said to be a tribute to Joanne Smith, who is remembered as being generous, a talented pianist, and devoted to the arts. Smith also created a clothing line with her sister.
Joanne was at a sing-along, was leading a sing-along on the day that she passed away, and I really like to think that she passed away doing what she loved to do, which was music. She was a brilliant musician and a brilliant teacher as well. Everybody loved her.
In 2017 to 2018, Smith was a driving force in the creation of the Friends of the Mindamoya Old School to save the 1922 building from being demolished. The group is now recognized as a not-for-profit under the Ontario Historical Society.
And that we're going to be able to finish the job. And we've been working on it since, as I said, since 2021. We've been incorporated and we've been fundraising and making plans, and now we have tender-ready drawings.
McKay says the old school is now one step closer to getting the renovations it needs. The building will eventually become a community hub for artisans and a senior center. Finally tonight, Greater Sudbury is being recognized for its support of seniors. The province officially naming the city an age-friendly community at a conference in Toronto. As CTV's Amanda Hicks tells us, while the award celebrates progress, some say the work is not done.
From hosting the provincial 55-plus summer games to the annual Healthy Aging Fair, Sudbury is making a name for itself as a hub for active aging. The city is one of only a few in Ontario to receive the age-friendly designation this year, which recognizes a commitment to accessibility and support for older adults.
We're continually trying to be better here in Sudbury because of the numbers of our older adults. We want to make sure that things are happening for them, because one of the worst things that we can do for our older adults is not have activities for them to do.
But beyond recreation, there are hard realities. Advocates point out that accessibility is only one piece of the puzzle.
One of the concerns of a lot of adults, and older adults especially, because many of them are on fixed incomes, and when you look at taxes that are more than double the rate of inflation, this can be a real concern, and you hear it from seniors all the time. You know, should we leave town? Should we go to other areas where taxes are less?
Last year, the city held 25 coffee chats as part of their age-friendly community initiative, hearing directly from more than 300 seniors.
Housing was one of the big concerns. Transportation was the other, especially in the outlying areas. You know, they were concerned about the transport. Not that the city doesn't have it, but we've met with the mayor and we've talked about the things that they're concerned about. So now they're looking at, okay, how can we help?
Knott says Free Transit Tuesday is helping to address some of the concerns. It was expanded from a summer program to a monthly service after seeing massive demand. And now 750 seniors a month are using it to stay connected. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Nice way to end our newscast. What a wonderful designation to have. That takes us to the end of our newscast this Tuesday night. For the latest news anytime, remember you can head to our website, ctvnewsnorthernontario.ca. You can also download our CTV News app. Thanks for watching. Good night.